see all about Equip. I highly recommend it in every way. But this is a man I just could not honor more. He's a I hate to call him a father. We're only about 16 years apart, and so but he's a father to me. He's a big brother to me, and I really don't know where I would be without the influence of this man in my life. And the fact that he comes every year at Grove, I think it's the only event that he comes and sits and just takes notes for 2 or 3 days. I don't think he does that anywhere else. It's intimidating. I want y'all to know that. But I always count it an honor for him to invest in us. Listen to me. He has a father anointing for this generation. And I don't think there is a better equipper leader in the entire world. We show the kind of honor he deserves to John Maxwell.
Before I speak, I brought a gift for Chris that I want to give him, and I wanted to give. There's a reason I want to give it to him in front of you. There's an honor thing that I want to attach to it in a moment, but I'm very excited because I love giving gifts. This is one of my very favorite things. In fact, when I get a gift for anybody, family member, Margaret went for birthday, I never can wait until the proper day. In fact, when I come home, Margaret will say, "You bought me something, didn't you?" And I said, "I did, and would you open it right now?" And if she makes me wait for Christmas for the kids and the grandkids, but while they're opening the gift, I have to tell them what it is. I'm sorry. It's one of my many issues. So I got your gift, so I want you to open it up right now. And I got the gift for a reason the other day, Chris, when I was thinking about you and who you are and what you mean to not only me, but all these people here and people around the world. And you already know me well, so you know what I got you. I got you a Mont Blanc pin. See, I couldn't wait to I was just, you're slow, Chris. Yeah, it's a beautiful John F. Kennedy Mont Blanc pin, limited edition. And I love it. I love it. Okay? I love it. Okay? And by the way, Chris, there's a reason I gave you that pin. So just give me 90 seconds and then we'll get on with the business. The first reason I got you the John Kennedy pin was because John Kennedy really empowered the younger generation when he was president. When you think of what he said in his speech, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. He said every student, every young person has a change the world speech inside of them. And he was one who challenged kids all over the world, but starting in America, to begin Peace Corps. And he had such a vision for empowering kids and understanding what they could do and their potential. And he was greatly loved by the young generation because of that. And I gave you that pin because you just talked about Highlands College, and you are in the Christian world, the John F. Kennedy, of empowering kids to make a difference in their world. And if I could take personal liberty for just a moment, when he talked about scholarships, it is my joy, Margaret's joy, our family's joy too. We've given a couple of scholarships to the school already. I put gave him some money for my father for evangelism chair, one for myself in a leadership chair. But then I just love giving to this school because it's going to be like no other Christian organization, higher education in the world. Trust me, this is going to be an academy sense that is going to bring out the very best in people and call the best of people to come and be a part of it. And I just want, last year was a very difficult year for all of us, and with so much of the racial tension and division, for me, I just felt God said that I needed the scholarship of an African-American student to the school. And so I'm going to give $150,000 for that. And I'm saying that to you because you can scholarship one of the students one of the kids in your church. And literally give it to Highlands College. And what's beautiful with the $150,000, my understanding is it's in perpetuity. It just continues on so that you're just doing student after student. And so I just want to challenge you. One of my greatest giving joys is giving to Highlands College and being a part and helping whatever way I can help Chris. And so that's the first reason I gave you the pin. The second reason I gave you the pin was because John F. Kennedy said in this generation, we're going to put a man on the moon. He was a man of great vision. And when he said that, it wasn't even possible to put a man on the moon. We didn't have the technology, but he was such a leader that stepped out in great boldness and said, no, we have the capacity. We're going to do this in 1969. That's exactly what happened. And I gave you that pin because you're such an incredible man of vision.
Yes.
And again, you're helping the Christian world, Chris, really see the possibilities. And so I want you to have that pen. The third reason I want you to have a pen is because you wrote another book. And thank God you're getting better.
I love you, son.
The only thing is this your fifth book or fourth? Fifth, that's what, it's your fifth book. And it took me 7 books before I really thought I got it. And you got it a lot quicker than I got it, but of course you should. I've been your mentor. Good Lord. I've been waiting.
Oh my God.
You can do it. And by the way, Out of the Cave, I hope you have it. I tell you, it's an incredible book. I'm so proud of you. And I gave you a pin because I collect my pins because I like to write a little bit myself. And what's so funny, like, those are wonderful pens, and I write really with a 4-color pen for 89 cents. That's what I use all the time for my writing. But so those are the 3 reasons I wanted to give you the pen and tell you, on behalf of everybody here, everybody that's watching the other campus, on behalf of everybody, Chris, you are our leader. And we are so grateful. And what a beautiful person he is. And he married so far above himself. He outputted his comfort, just for sure. Okay. I want to talk to you about a message the Lord has laid in his heart. In fact, Mark, when Chris talked about burden today, just briefly, I know what that's like to carry weight for others, and I have a lesson, a teaching. That'll be a little different than what I normally would give you, and it'll have a little bit more reading than I would normally give you, but it's just something that I have felt for the last, 45 days as I prepared for our time together, that God would want me to share it. And I just want to talk to you on the subject, live well so you can finish well.
Right.
And the essence of the message and foundation is literally a year ago in 2020, on July the 4th, my father died. He passed away. He was 98. And on July 1st, I had a very special time with him 3 days before he passed away. We knew it was only a matter of hours or days. And so for 4 hours, I went into his room, just the 2 of us, and he was unable to respond at all at this point of his health. And I sat down and I began to share with him the lessons that he had taught me. And what I would do is I would share a lesson, and then I would tell him where I learned that lesson and how he helped me with it. And then I would get up and I would go over to his bed and I would kiss him on the cheek. And I'd sit back down and I would share another lesson that he had taught me. And then I would get up and I would hold his hand, maybe kiss his hand, sit down, and I would talk about another lesson that he had taught me. I was incredibly blessed. I truly won the parent lottery. And for 4 hours, It was just the two of us, and I was able to share 29 lessons, life-changing lessons. In fact, when I finished and had the privilege, of course, of officiating his service, and then literally I did 4 weeks of teaching on lessons that my father taught me. And if you just go to johncmaxwell.com, it's totally free, and look /Melvin, or if you just go to the podcast and look at Melvin, you'll find those lessons if you would like to hear them. But the reason I just use him as an introduction is that my father finished well because he lived well. He was really bigger on the inside than he was on the outside, and what he said to me was important, but as I went through those 29 lessons, what he lived in front of me was even more important. It even had greater weight than his words. And basically his life underlined everything that he said. And my teaching tonight with you, this is kind of like a father message. Or at my age, for some of you, it's a grandfather message. But this is a message just from my heart to yours. And you know, every year I ask God for a word, and he gives me a word every year. But a few years ago, he gave me the word father, and that's kind of been, he said, you know, I'll keep giving you fresh words, but you're going to be now a father. And I began to write down what it means to be a father. And to me, it means that if I'm a father, I'm going to bless you, and I'm going to empower you, especially as leaders. That I'm going to unconditionally love you, and that I'm going to revel in your success, that I'm going to take great joy in the things that you do really well, and I'm going to obviously birth spiritual babies. That's what fathers would do, and then I'm going to provide fatherly counsel. And what I'm giving you tonight is fatherly counsel. And and take it in the spirit that I'm giving it, in this great spirit of encouragement. When we got ready to launch my last book, Change Your World, we had a transformathon, because it's all about transformation. And it was really around the world. And we did a 5K walk in the morning and a 5K walk in the afternoon. And tens of thousands of people joined us on that walk. And it was a wonderful experience. But as I would finish the 5K, and I would lead them, and we had some great, not only walking time, but just great encouragement, lifting time. When I got to the finish line, I stopped, and they were expecting, of course, because I led it to cross the finish line first, and I turned around and said, no, I want to cross the finish line last. I want to stand by the finish line. I want to cheer you on as you cross over. I want to see you cross over. And so they're crossing over, and I'm giving them high fives, and I'm encouraging them. And that's the spirit of this lesson tonight. This lesson is, I want you to really finish well. And I want you to understand that finishing well is determined by you today. It's not determined by you when you get a certain age and get a certain maturity and perhaps have 30, 40 years of experience on your belt. It's determined by you at this moment. That's good. And I just want that for you very much.